Welcome to Enginuity Classroom, where today we're focusing on a pressing issue that's hitting home for many in the Bicol region, the severe flooding brought on by Typhoon Kristine. For residents of Camarines Sur and Albay, this has been a challenging time with heavy rains and strong winds causing rivers to overflow, inundating homes, farmlands, and roads. Typhoon Christine may have passed, but the devastation it left behind is still being felt. The Bicol region is no stranger to typhoons, but what makes this event particularly alarming is the extent of the flooding that has occurred. In Camarines Sur, rivers have swollen beyond their banks, submerging low-lying areas and forcing residents to evacuate to higher ground. Meanwhile, in Albay, several towns have been cut off by floodwaters, making rescue operations even more difficult. This situation has raised questions about the preparedness of the region for natural disasters and the role of infrastructure in mitigating such calamities. So, what caused such severe flooding this time around? The Philippines, being in the typhoon belt, is used to extreme weather, but several factors contributed to this event's magnitude. One significant factor is the region's geographical location. Being surrounded by large bodies of water and having mountainous terrain makes it prone to heavy runoff when there's a deluge of rain. Additionally, irresponsible quarrying practices in Albay have exacerbated the situation. The removal of sand and gravel from riverbeds and hillsides has led to soil erosion, increasing the risk of flooding as water levels rise. This unregulated activity not only damages ecosystems but also destabilizes the land, making it more susceptible to runoff. Furthermore, deforestation and illegal logging in some areas have made soil erosion more likely, which only intensifies the flooding. The combination of these factors creates a perfect storm for severe flooding in the region. Another critical issue is the state of infrastructure. In some parts of Camarines Sur and Albay, drainage systems are either outdated or insufficient to handle such volumes of rainwater. Flood control structures, such as levees and dikes, have been overwhelmed, while roadways and bridges in the region have been damaged or cut off. For example, the Maharlika Highway, a vital artery in Bicol, experienced sections of flooding, isolating several towns and making it harder to deliver relief. Efforts to address the flooding have been swift, but the challenges are immense. Local government units, LGUs, along with the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, NDRRMC, have mobilized resources for rescue and relief operations. Evacuation centers have been set up in schools and gyms, but many are already at capacity. Aid in the form of food, water, and medical supplies has been distributed, but accessibility remains an issue, particularly in areas that have become isolated by floodwaters. For farmers in the region, the flooding is especially painful. Camarines Sur and Albay are agricultural provinces, and the damage to crops like rice and corn could result in significant losses for local farmers. Many fields have been completely submerged, and with the rainy season still ongoing, there's a fear that even more damage could occur before the waters recede. The situation has sparked calls for more long-term solutions. While immediate disaster response is crucial, there's also a need to think about how to prevent this from happening again in the future. This is where infrastructure development and climate change adaptation come into play. Building better flood control systems, improving drainage networks, and addressing irresponsible quarrying are just some of the measures that can help reduce the impact of severe weather in the Bicol region. Moreover, there's growing recognition that climate change is making typhoons more intense and unpredictable. As global temperatures rise, the likelihood of extreme weather events like Typhoon Christine increases. This means that regions like Bicol, which are already vulnerable, will need to be even more proactive in preparing for such events. The government's disaster preparedness strategies, therefore, need to evolve alongside these changing climate patterns. So what is being done now to address these issues? The Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH, has already started assessing the damage to roads and bridges, while LGUs are working with national agencies to prioritize areas that need rehabilitation. The Department of Agriculture is also stepping in to provide assistance to affected farmers, offering financial aid and support to help them recover from their losses. However, many agree that this isn't just about reacting to disasters, it's about being prepared for them. With the growing intensity of typhoons and the continuing challenges posed by climate change, investing in resilient infrastructure is no longer optional, it's essential. This includes not only physical structures like dams, dikes, and drainage systems, but also the environmental infrastructure that supports them, such as reforestation and the preservation of watersheds. As we conclude this discussion, it's important to reflect on what needs to be done moving forward. The flooding in Camarines Sur and Albay serves as a stark reminder of the challenges we face in protecting vulnerable communities from natural disasters. While Typhoon Kristine may have passed, the recovery process is only beginning. What are your thoughts on this issue? Do you think the government is doing enough to protect regions like Bicol from flooding? Or are there more steps that need to be taken? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, please give it a like. Share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe to Enginuity Classroom for more updates on Philippine infrastructure, disaster preparedness, and the impact of climate change on our communities. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.